Good day viewers, this is Luyasi. I want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers on YouTube. We're heading towards 1k subscribers. That's 1000 subscribers. I want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers. You guys are very supportive. You guys are the best. I noticed most of my subscribers are beginners in fashion designing, and I've been getting a lot of questions about advice on starting up as a fashion designer. So today I'm going to give a very useful tip. I'm going to give you 4 tools needed as a startup fashion designer that are very important when you're starting up as a fashion designer. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Luyasi. If you have any question, you can hit me up on my comment section. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok, and I'm on WhatsApp. If you have any question, please hit me up. Now let's go to the table. Okay, as you can see, one of the first and very important tool you need as a fashion designer is the scissors. Now there are different types of scissors. I arranged this in order of the level you are at. Now if you're just starting up in fashion, let's say you just started an apprenticeship and you're just starting up, you can start with this. This is a very small scissors, as you can see, but as a startup you can actually start with this, but I won't advise you to stay with this. As you can see, this is quite small. You are very limited to the speed at which you can cut your fabric using this kind of scissors. When you graduate from an apprentice to maybe somebody that is into fashion as a full-time business, you can't go far with this. So this is just, maybe you're just starting up and you just need a scissors that you can use to practice. You can start with this. Okay, now the next scissors on our list is this one. Now this is quite fair. You can actually do a couple of work using this kind of scissors. The thing is, when you're working with a bulky fabric, you have a pile up of fabric. This, you can actually get these scissors broken if the pile up of fabric is much. You're limited by the your cutting process using this kind of scissors, but this is quite okay. Now let's go to this. Now for this type of scissors, this is quite sturdy, this is quite strong. But if you're cutting or drafting on a very hard fabric or a pile up, because when you go industrial in fashion designing, sometimes you cut 5 trousers, 10 trousers at once, so you have to pile up the fabric on top of each other. And now when the fabric piled up is much and you use these scissors can easily get broken. So depends on the level you're at. Now let's go to the big one. This is a professional scissors. As you can see, it's made fully with iron. This part is also iron. It's just covered with some rubber material, but everything here is 100% iron. So no matter the amount of fabric you're cutting, when you use these scissors, it can give you a very good result. You can cut without fear of damaging or breaking the scissors. So in order of where you're at, if you're just starting up, you can start with this. Let's say you started doing a little bit of work for yourself, you can go to this. Then let's say you're just having a few customers, you can actually start working with this. Then when you go professional and you have a pile of work, that's where you now get this. Now the prices for each of these scissors are different. You can get this at a very cheap price, all of this, but for this is quite expensive. If you have any question on where to get it and the price to get it, you can hit me up on my comment section or on my social media handles. I'm going to link you up. Now one very important tool as a fashion designer that determines the quality of your work is your pressing iron. Now you have to be very cautious on the kind of iron you get, pressing iron, because it actually determines the outcome of your work. Now this is a Phillips iron. This is what I use most times when I'm working. I'll advise you as a fashion designer, you need to get a steam iron. The reason for this is because when you're pressing a particular clothes, either while making it or after you've done working on the clothes, you need a steam iron so that you won't actually create a shine on the fabric. So a steam iron is very important. You need to get a good steam iron. It's not every time you need a steam on the iron, but most times in the ironing process you need a steam iron. So getting a good steam iron is very important. I have some products I recommend. There's an iron they call Rowenta. That's also a good iron, steam iron. I also recommend Phillips. Phillips is also very strong and very durable. It's long lasting. You can use it for years and years and it will give you a good result. There are other good irons. I'll do a separate video on recommended brands that I will recommend. So an iron is also very important. Okay, now another important thing you need to get as a fashion designer that is very important is the thread. Now, depends on what you're going for. If you're having a bulk of work, I'll advise you to get a bigger size thread. There are threads that are actually bigger than this, you can get it. If you're just doing a little bit of work once in a while, you can get something like this, but I wouldn't recommend this type of thread because this type of thread mostly it's very thick. So most times when you're doing, especially in menswear, when you are sewing in menswear, most times this thread most times is not very smooth, so it won't give a very good finishing. So this is the thread I will most likely recommend. This thread, it's very slim. It's very slim, so most times when you actually thread it on your sewing machine and you sew with it, it gives a very clean finishing, especially in menswear where most of our threads are visible. It gives a very clean finishing and gives a very good result. So if you won't have any question on where to get this thread and the amount to get it, hit me up on my comment section. I'll recommend something for you. Please, while you're watching this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel Luyasi. Another important tool you need as a fashion designer, whether you're starting up or you've been in it for a while, is the measuring tape. Now, majorly there are two types. We have the slim type, which is this white one, and we have the wide type, which is this green one. Personally, I will recommend this wide one. It gives a very professional it gives you a very professional feeling while you are using it when you place it around your neck. This slim one I personally think is too slim, and I don't really enjoy using it. So but everything falls down to your preference, but I recommend this one. So you can get this, get a couple of it so that you can actually have different types on hand while you are taking the measurement or while you're checking your measurement while you're doing your work. Now, the fourth tool needed as a fashion designer starting up or established is the sewing machine. You cannot actually sew or make a clothes without the sewing machine. You can, but it will be very slow and tedious and painful. So a very important tool you need as a fashion designer is the sewing machine. Now, there are majorly two types of straight stitch sewing machine. We have the manual sewing machine, which is this, and we have the industrial sewing machine, which is behind here. Now, I've been hearing a lot of fashion designers say that you don't actually need an industrial sewing machine. Once you have the manual sewing machine, you're good to go. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer. Coming from someone who has been into fashion for more than half a decade, I have to say this. Now, as a fashion designer, you just enrolled in a fashion school with no experience whatsoever, or you enrolled as an apprentice in a shop. You need something to practice. Let's say you learned something in the fashion school and you want to go and practice. You need something to practice, a machine. So you can actually start up with a manual sewing machine, which you can use to practice and actually run some of your personal works. But as you advance and you start getting creating a customer base, people have started seeing your beautiful works and they want to actually give you professional work to do. You need to actually plan and budget on getting an industrial sewing machine. Now, aside from the speed, some people say an industrial sewing machine, the only advantage it has is the speed. I don't think so. That's not true. What I would say is the stitches on an industrial, especially if you're into menswear, I'm talking specifically to people that are into menswear. Most of our stitches are visible stitches. You see it outside, it's visible. Now, a manual sewing machine will not give you that kind of excellent stitches. You can only get that with an industrial sewing machine. So, like I said, you're just starting up. You can start with this. Your first customers, that maybe your friends and your relative that you sew for, you can use this to give you decent results. But as you advance, you start getting works from different kind of people in different walks of life. You need to budget and save up to get an industrial sewing machine. Especially when you're already established and you're planning to set up a fashion house, you actually need an industrial sewing machine. I have a couple of brands I can recommend for an industrial sewing machine. So if you have any question pertaining either the manual or industrial sewing machine, please hit me up on my comment section. Hit me up on my social media handles and I will give you the feedback. Now, a sewing machine is very important. It's important you get a machine that goes in line with the kind of work you do. Depends on what kind of fashion work you're into. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Luyasi. If you have any question, hit me up in my comment section. Follow me on all my social media handles. I upload videos at least twice every week. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.